first touch of Mduduzi Shabalala, and immediately his turn was directly towards the goal of Ian Otieno. That's a positive sign for Kaizer Chiefs.
That's why we've been brought on, just to try and have more opportunities.
He was involved in that foul with Bradley Cross. Today's winner, the man who looks like the cartoon character Hagar the Horrible, if you know that cartoon strip. Name is Sibule, and he is back towards his own goal for another corner from Flavio da Silva, and I don't think the teammates will be too impressed. The fans certainly getting on the back of the man from Portugal. Rather that than give the ball away and have a goal scored. However, it is a set piece, and Dudley Lepo doing a spot of defending. I'm not sure if he's had a touch on the ball yet. 10 corners so far. The referee spotting a little bit of intervening going on. I think Lundi Mahala might be called into the office. He is. Type of player that'll get under your skin if you let him. Very physical presence. Maybe he hasn't been as physical in the second half. Change of corner taker.
All going to the first ball in case she's able to defend. Maybe this time around they'll try a different variation.
Tembu takes over from Sanele Barnes, goes deep. Nice hit away by Dodili Lepo. Ball fired in by Zikali. Eddie McCarthy, Maboya, Solomons now much more of a responsible role in the absence of Gaston Sereno, but don't forget there is Shabalala, there is Dodili Lepo as well, and that's all on the right hand side. On the left hand side he's still got Asanele Velabai. Tetra holds off his opponent, gets a bit of space. Ooh, I thought he might have taken a shot there. Away by Ian Otieno. Tembu. Offside flag's gone up against Mahala. It's one of those type of matches that you sense there's enough creativity, not a great deal happening in the final third, and time that a goal might come. And let's have a look. Richards Bay FC conceding goals in the second half up to the 75th minute, but 4 goals in the last 15 minutes of the match. Now, we're not quite there. We're 10 minutes away from that situation. But if Kaizer Chiefs are looking at that sort of statistics, then they're still going to back themselves in no uncertain terms.
Of course, indeed. And knowing that the amount of pressure that they have, that is Kaizer Chiefs coming into this game, trying to win this game, they're going to try and force Metis. That's why the inclusion of Shabalala, who hasn't really touched the ball yet, maybe hasn't acclimatized with the pace of the game as well, but they need to start creating goal scoring opportunities, because I think better goal scoring opportunities actually fell for Richards Bay, especially in the first half.
Richards Bay FC, the most drawing side in the Betway Premiership, with 8 draws. Chippa United with 7. So Polokwane City, 6 for Kaizer Chiefs, 6 for Maruma Gallants, 6 for Magesi FC. So another draw for Richards Bay FC, and they'll continue to lead as far as that statistic is concerned. Not a bad ball from Shinga, because it arrives at Claudio Lilepo. Solomons sort of half-heartedly takes on Tulani Gumede, who comes away with the ball rather nicely. 20 minutes played in the second half, and yeah, we've reached a bit of a stalemate.
Indeed, we reach, because you find Kaizer Chiefs getting to the right areas.
Oh, now there's a little bit of something that's happened. McCarthy has protested to something that was either said or done, and was the perpetrator Tulani Gumede. Now some support coming for Gumede by Zulu and by Mtlenekam, and Bradley Cross trying to be anything but what his name suggests. I think he's trying to be peacemaker there. The referee has a decision to take. He's laying down the law here. I think a yellow card for both players. McCarthy can't understand it. Mahala continues with a bit of a chirp before he walks off into the sunset. And McCarthy trying to plead his innocence still. We'll miss the next match along with Sibugisi and Mtetwa. Now they're both on the field of play at the moment. They're both on yellow cards, but they both missed the match against Durban City.
Yeah, this is the incident here that really resulted them into getting those yellow cards.
Then there must have been, there was definitely something said afterwards. Yeah. That Aiden McCarthy. Beautiful pass from Shabalala, and perhaps the best bit of action we've seen in the second half so far. And we're already halfway through the second half. A slip from Bradley Cross. Mele Barnes. Space here for Gumede. A turn from Gumede. A goal for Gumede. Finally, the deadlock is broken. And just when there was action.
In the first half, they tried to engage Gumede in those transitional plays. He's the person actually those opportunities fell for him. But this time around, fortunate enough for him that cross fell on the ground. But Barnes playing that good ball to Gumede. Gumede also being able as well to be very calm on the ball. But look at this. This is where it actually starts with that attack as well. Lepo trying to play in, but Richards Bay unable to bring the ball, playing it out, and they end up finding that winning ball space. But I guess here, look at where cause is happening. That flick as well from Mahala. But look at Sanele Barnes, realizing as well that there's enough space on the right hand side, the calmness, the composure of Gumede inside that box, being able to put that ball in, to be able to give Richards Bay a lead.
And with Cross having been turned upside down by his own making, then McCarthy had to come across to the left-hand side to try and cover that inside left channel. And Mtetwa was too late coming down the middle, and it's very, very tough when you're trying to defend a counter-attack of that quality.
It is very, very difficult to defend a counter-attack, but that's why it becomes such important in to have that the rest defense that Kaizer Chiefs were able to. Of course, it's an unfortunate situation for Cross to be able to slip it again. There's opportunities in football that you need to punish whenever you get one.
Tetra makes way for Kaizer Chiefs. Flavio de Silva makes way for Kaizer Chiefs. Plays that on. Luke Bartman for the fourth time as a substitute, a teenager from Cape Town Spurs. Knocks Motito, a lovely turn, gets behind Mapoe. And can't deliver the ball. Cross does get himself in a better position this time. Cleared by Zulu. Tetra, another man who's come off. So there's the top half of the table. Kaizer Chiefs will stay on 30 points. The +4 goal difference now. A bit of daylight then appearing.
The gap that will maybe possibly see, then maybe we can start saying that, but
a contender for Sibulisa and win. But it's great to see the players as we watch this corner. Nice header away, by the way, by Tlhakasani Mthethwa. It's good to see that even the visiting teams are making an effort with the gob. Half an hour played in the second half. 15 minutes in stoppage time. Richards Bay FC for making it 3 victories at home in a row in consecutive seasons. Incredible. They've been successful at Kings Wellatini Stadium. I have Richards Bay FC. And that was when the Mhlutuzi Sports Complex was under a refurb. And now they've come back here. They share the stadium with Milford FC, the leaders in the first division. McCarthy, the least Kaizer Chiefs. Playing against Richards Bay FC, they This is too much. I just can't. Ashley du Preez about to make his appearance. It's only his 7th appearance of the season in the Betway Premiership, the 28-year-old. And when he was signed from Stellenbosch FC, where he was really playing well.
Yeah. I think injuries as well played a huge part into, you know, him climatizing a little bit sooner to Kaizer Chiefs. But he's always going to have those qualities of making those type of runs. But it's just unfortunate that he hasn't really been the person that really hits the ball in the back of the net, because he does get those. Opportunities. Maybe that's the inclusion of him and his fault for them.
So Bongani Zulu is not coming on as a substitute. He went off injured and he's not being allowed back onto the field of play by Skhumbuzo. The match. Not first. Touch for Nkosingipili and Nobo. Mashikwa Tuli, who's a Namibian of birth and played for African Stars over there. He's much more of a central place of Flavio de Silva. Bartman fires that ball back into the defence, but no damage done for Kaizer Chiefs. Bradley Cross. Shinga. Cut out by Sikakani, and I'm not sure that Shinga hasn't injured himself here. He's looking for some medical attention, Shinga, and away comes Nkema. Use of the arm, I thought, from Lebo Mabua. There's problems here with cramp on both sides. Some of the home supporters, some of the visiting supporters, some neutral supporters, some with smiles, some with anguish. Some have travelled from eMalahleni. Nkanito Shinga, he tried to deliver that ball into the Richards Bay penalty area, and he seems to have done himself a bit of an injury. I don't think he was caught by anybody. I think he's just done himself a twisted knee.
Yeah, I think he was trying to take off there because he was trying to react from the ball that had bounced back from him, and immediately he went down.
Yeah, he looks to be in a bit of discomfort. There's the 25-year-old, and the problems continue for Kaizer Chiefs. And if the scoreline is reflected the way it is at the moment by the final whistle, that it will be no victories in 4 matches. Loss against Stellenbosch FC in the Nedbank Cup. Another loss against Stellenbosch FC in a league match. A loss against Pirates, and down against Richards Bay FC away from home. Some more contenders. Okay, that prize has been won already. Mr. Mbeko, some contenders that have come in. So have a look at how the goal came. It doesn't tell half the story, I don't think. It's a nice finish. Good composure in front of goal by Mthembu. But it all started with the ball over the halfway line and a huge mistake by Bradley Cross.
It did, and that flick also from Mahala that was very, very competitive there up front there. But Bradley Cross there being able to 4 sets bounce off to be able to play the ball nicely to Gumede on the left-hand side. He showed so much composure, Gumede, be able to slot that ball in. It's composure that they lacked in the first half, but Mahala had an opportunity from the rebounds from Bruce Boomer.
Social media is a big thing these days, if you didn't know.
Now you know.
Now you know. Richards Bay FC down to 10 at the moment. Free kick here for Nkema. Pinged in by Nkema. Nice header away, and second ball as well for Amakosi. Dupree looking for a touch, didn't quite get it. Bartman in support, and again Sikakani come across from his right back position to cover on the left hand side. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. It was a set piece nonetheless, being one of the players that have been brought forward, but Kaizer Chiefs trying to have that counter break. He was the first one to respond to make sure that he stops the counter.
Chiefs down to 10 players with the Shinga injury as Sikakane goes back to Otieno. Come on from an injury. Otieno was not that well positioned. It was a delightful ball, placed beautifully towards Dupree, and a little touch from Dupree couldn't release. Late fireworks from Amakosi. 4 goals conceded, and yeah, no records are meant to be broken. As Lilepo tries to set one up and just slightly overrun in the midfield, and then Klineka just bats it into open space. I know records are meant to be broken, and 695 minutes it took for Kaizer Chiefs to lose their unbeaten record away from home. As Richards Bay FC score a goal, and Kaizer Chiefs potentially on the back of another loss. 4 in a row, quite right. Nkema gets out from Zikali. Good work done by the diminutive substitute. Yeah, it has been a bit of a head scratcher. And the next opponent is also from KwaZulu-Natal. But that'll be dragging Durban City up to the Highveld. Now, what's a match referee pointing towards? Oh, I think it's a Bangani Zulu who's sitting again on the seat of his pants near the halfway line. The centre-back has been off for a couple of occasions to receive medical attention, and both times he's come back on. I'm not sure that he's going to come back on now. And to the credit of Richards Bay FC, they do have Mashikwa Tuli, who's come on as a centre-back. Maybe they'll just then rely on their 4 in defence as they started this encounter. But Zulu's had a good match today. It's just a bridge too far by the look of things. Interesting that they'll bring on Rwandile Mabuya. Certainly not a centre-back, but he can play as a right-sided fullback. He's a right-sided fullback, Mabuya. And a very good player too. Gumede, headed away by Bradley Cross. Barnes. fact, it was Nkema. Zikali into the middle, and two players maybe just in each other's way a little bit. And I would have fancied that Mkuneka would have had the say to the header, but they're keen to grab a second goal here, Richards Bay FC. Time running out, only 2 minutes in stoppage time for the Rich Boys. This will go down well in Mkletuzi. For the blue side, anyway. McCarthy suddenly falls into that inside left position. This is Bartman. Bartman having his ankles nibbled at. Nearly got the cross away.
Yeah, I think with Batman as well, I don't think he's a natural right out winger, because whenever he gets an opportunity possibly to bring the ball in, he always seems to close it. Maybe not comfortable enough to bring those crosses in.
Kaizer Chiefs continue to play with 10 men after that injury to Nkaniso Shinga. Not able to make a change. Talking about players that have two jerseys, there was a gentleman on social media, I think it was in Keleo, that I got his surname right, that posed a picture in a Richards Bay FC jersey and a picture in a Kaizer Chiefs jersey, and accused him of creating a setup to be a flip-flopper. Nice guy. We have a bit of a chat and tell there myself. Bartman. Solomons need a first-time ball. Gets the first-time ball. Dupria can't benefit from it. Mabura does. McCarthy. Good foraging defensively by Tetra. Shabalala. Oh, that was pretty close. A good foraging in there by Zikali again. Opportunity here for Richards Bay FC from a distance. Keeper's done brilliantly. Brave work from the goalkeeper in front of the Knox man. Still the Knox man. And again denied by Bruce Bavuma and punched away from the danger zone. How many chances do you need?
Oh, but a brilliant save there from Vuma. But yet again, that counter-attack again with Kumete being involved. Look at Vuma making himself big. Yet again, another opportunity again that falls from Tizo with an experience as well. Vuma again coming again. That header from Zikali. Vuma again being able to make a triple save.
I'll tell you what, if there's anything in the match that'll give you confidence, yeah, they're on a losing form at the moment and conceded 4 goals in 2 matches. But that alone, that little cameo there, of 3 saves in a row, does confidence a massive, massive boost. 5 minutes added on in Richards Bay. Space at the back post. Space in front of goal. In case the goal scorer of the first goal. Maybe looking for a handball in there, but nothing more because the angle was too tight for Tulani. Ngeba. There's a new man, Tuli. Mabuya. Otieno. They have to play possession football, Richards Bay FC. Nearly 2 minutes of the 5 added on by referee Christopher Kistur have elapsed. And Kaizer Chiefs unable to fill the gap left by Nkaniso Shinga, having to shuffle back in defence. And the fans in blue are cheering every touch and pass of the ball from the Richards Bay FC players at the moment. Rising from a potential 12th place to 9th place on the table and above Stellenbosch FC. Don't forget they finished in the top 8 last season, played against Mamelodi Sundowns in the opening round of the MTN 8, Richards Bay FC did. Lost by 4 goals to 0 in Pretoria.
Yeah, early on into the season. But I'm sure they'll try to have a big results for them tonight, especially with the crowd that came here. The last time we spoke about the last victory that they had against Amazulu here. So been really struggling here at home, but tonight they showed so much tenacity in terms of their play.
Richards Bay will play on Saturday the 14th of March away against Amazulu. Kaizer Chiefs a day later on Sunday the 15th will play against Durban City in Joburg. Oh, lovely first touch here again, and Gumede is away. He's got some support as well, and Kema was in support. Fabulous challenge by Solomons.
Richards Bay has been looking very dangerous on the transition, with Gumede always being on the ball, always be the man that really carries that play, but good recovery work been done there by Solomons.
We've spoken a lot about Tembele Sikhakhane, but I tell you what, Sikakhane's defense has been good. I thought Mtungwa on the counter and down the flanks, and the amount of space and area that he's covered has been good at right back, at left back. We really do have some good defenders here to Richards Bay FC. Bartman having to do a spot of defending. Mabuya with a dink. Space for Nkema! Off the woodwork. Bavuma makes a save.
Richards Bay continue to pass so much pressure on the Kaizer Chiefs defensive line. Look at the ball being played by Mabuya. Very clever little flick, header rather from Mutizo. Nkema there could have scored, should have scored. Brilliant ball with no pressure. Fortunately there for him there, but another save again from Boma to just keep the team alive in this 9 minutes.
Only 20 seconds separating Richards Bay FC from going for the 3rd season in a row. And it's a bitter pill to swallow. 4 in a row now for Kaizer Chiefs. A record away run that's been broken. And all in all, just not good enough on the day, I don't think.
Not good enough indeed, especially when they were expected to be reactive from the bad results that they faced over the weekend against Orlando Pirates. Coming in to a very determined side that is Richards Bay. Being able to outplay, making sure that they get on and cover every
push. And Orlando Pirates, if they do play Orlando Pirates here, there's no reason why they shouldn't, because it's really been a good evening as far as the officiating is concerned, the play is concerned, the behavior of the fans and the security staff that have kept it very tight here at the Umhlutuzi Sports Complex. But one does hope that that continues throughout the remainder of the evening here in Richards Bay. But an evening of missed opportunity in the first half, and then in the second half, that one chance for Gumede. That on the counter-attack, he stuck away. Barnes doing the good work from the right-hand side. Little slider across the defence after the mistake from Bradley Cross. And some composure in front of goal by Tulani Gumede, who slotted in for the first time this season, the 24-year-old. And Bruce Bavuma concedes 4 in 2 matches, and we'll have to go back to the drawing board before meeting Durban City in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah, it's been a very good evening of football, some good entertainment. The Sipinisa and Win Victor, that takes away 20,000 Rand from the Umhlutuzi Sports Complex, and I suppose all the victory notes are for Richards Bay FC. The game of football, so many times we've spoken about, it needs just one goal to separate the two sides. Gumede provides that tonight, and Richards Bay FC win by 1-0.
big thank you to all our commentators in all 3 languages. You would have heard it from them as they said it pretty much as it played out. Richards Bay winning by a goal to 0 here, and the curse of Richards Bay strikes Kaizer Chiefs once again, a 3rd season running that the Rich Boys have beaten Amakhosi at home. I'm alongside the man that stood out more than anyone else this evening. He's the man whose goal separated the 2 teams, Thulani Gumede. Congratulations ngegame namhlanje. Awusitshele kabanzi ukuthi before igame iqala ucoach ubetheni kunina le Chiefs le esanda ukushawa ngeweekend.
Oqala ngibonga ucoach ngethuba abanginike lona. Ngibonga no teammates bami ngaphandle kwabo ngaba ngitholanga le man of the match. Instruction ebesinike ukuthi asamsolo because if isiluza le game semsileni.
Kahle menibona ukuthi Chiefs imiqala igame akekho uMiguel ulimele, chaza ukuthi kuba nama center back awu2 ayamanxele. Wena as a forward ucabangani ngaleso sikhathi?
Yeah, besikuplanile ukuthi showcase job ephumile uLokhunjana ukinika uzongena bani Makhadi, then ke so ngena ngakho slow going forward mase shama run behind.
Ukubaleka kwaSanele Bands kule team le.
Awubaleka kakhulu uyasiza because nale goal engitholile ngenxa yakhe. Yeah, siyabonga nje ukuba khona kwakhe.
Kahle nishaya iChiefs okubalekile manje ukuthi nishaye neteam elandelayo futhi as i-team ucabanga yini enihlulayo kwamanje ukuthi nibe consistent?
Inkinga ukuthi ama-chance asathola asasebenzisi but khona asidlala kahle. Yeah, ukuthi asasebenzisi nje amathuba esathola because siyathola masiyashwa.
Well done.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Man of very few words, but as mentioned, his goal is the one that made the difference today. Thulani Gumede. I'm alongside his coach now. Coach, thank you very much for your time to talk about the result, but the performance first and foremost.
Yeah, personally, I was not happy with our first half. The game was with too many transitions. We lost a lot of position, and after time we had to fix that and stay a bit compact, give them the ball so that we use the space behind. And it worked for us because we managed to string few passes, and we became better second half. But we did well second half, but I was not entirely happy with the performance based on how we normally play. But can't take away the effort and the win from the team.
Despite what you've just said, Thulani uthi ama-chance enwatholayo sometimes angikwazi ukuwa-converter. We counted at least 5 or 6 today that could have gone in.
A story of our games. Every time we always create chances and we always work on that. But we must understand we're working with young players. Sometimes the anxiety to score, we understand those, but they must improve. This is a high league. We must take chances because we work with goal difference in this league. So they must learn that when you get chances, you must take your chances.
I asked you before you came ukuthi the team, the Chiefs, are they vulnerable? It seemed as if instruction suggested that you felt exactly that way.
Yes, like I said, the confidence based on the games that they've lost. So we had to be confident on the ball, and it worked because we had to be arrogant without the ball, bully them without the ball. But I think Tetwa made things difficult for us. But our boys gave a good fight in the second half because we wanted it more. We said, if we can't win today, that means we can't win again because this is a chance for us to win this match. And we had to step our game. And I think the boys gave a good account of themselves in the second half.
Before I let you go, you speak of winning this game. Okubalekile manje ukuthi nigame elandelayo niwine, especially ngoba la nikhona kwilog. Akujabulisi kahle kahle.
Yeah, we always want to win our game because you're always thinking about what's happening behind you. And we can't be complacent because of today's win. We're playing a big game again on the 11, the Pirates. So it's another big game. So we always push to win games and get to 30 points as quick as we can. So every game for us, it's a cup final.
Asbong.
Yeah, bon.
That is Coach Papi Zotwane. Not necessarily happy with the performance from his side, but certainly will be taking the 3 points. The 3 points that came courtesy of Thulani Gumede, the man of the match this evening. I'll be joined now by the losing coach and Coach Cedric Kaze. Coach, I appreciate your time. Your immediate reactions then to that performance from your boys today. Another defeat, a third in about a space of a week. How do you respond to that?
It's a disappointing result. Of course, we talked that we started well the game. We were in the game, but unfortunately, we conceded a goal on an individual mistake, and I believe as well that we were a little bit shaky in our defense. Probably as well the injury of Miguel during the warm-up, and the suspension of Zita. You have to change the whole defense as well. I believe that it's mostly that cost us the game, but we have to do better. We have to do better, and the only thing is to go back to the training field and work very hard, and as well hope that we get back our players from the defense that are injured and suspended.
Yeah, I assume it can't be ideal to lose someone like Miguel before the game starts. Exactly what happened with him in that warm-up?
He felt something since in the morning, and we tried. The medical staff tried everything from the morning before the game, during warm-up to fix it, and we were to assess him during the warm-up, and at the end he couldn't get his place, and that's what happened.
Before I let you go, Coach, it's a second game now in succession where going forward, Kaizer Chiefs didn't seem to put together too much that was troubling the opposition. Is that starting to be a bit of a worry for you, or do you feel you guys are still in a good shape and a good position in that regard?
Of course, it's true that we had a possession in the first half, but I would say that it was a sterile possession without breaking lines, without threatening the opponent box, and I feel probably we had too much players that are fit bowlers, and not enough runners behind the defensive line. We tried to correct that in the second half with the introduction of Lilepo and someone like Shabalala and Bartman as well. But unfortunately, we conceded a goal. Then after Shinga got injured while the substitutions are done, and we have to finish the game with 10 players, and it was difficult, and we believe that it's going to pass. The moment is going to pass. It's a very bad moment, but we need to keep together. We need to stay together and work very hard.
All the best next game.
Thank you very much.
It's Coach Cedric Kaze. He says they're in a bad moment at the moment, our Kaizer Chiefs. 3 defeats in the space of 7 days for Amakhosi Football Club. Fortunately, they were